Alright guys, so today we're doing the 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferris. Escape the 9 to 5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. Sounds like a load of crap, but it's actually a pretty useful book. Shows you exactly what's possible and how to actually make that happen. I would honestly recommend it for people who are just starting to read, beginner entrepreneurs, people who are just starting out, just starting to learn, seeing what's possible and exactly how, for example, internet marketing works, which is basically what he uses to actually build the lifestyle that he's talking about in the 4-Hour Workweek. So, one key takeaway from this book is the comparison between absolute income and relative income. Absolute income is how much money a person makes. Relative income is how much money a person makes plus how much free time they have. So, let me give you an example. There's two people, Bob and Shaniqua. Bob makes $100,000 a year. Shaniqua makes $50,000 a year. Who's richer? Obviously, you would say Bob is richer because he's making twice as much money. But if you look at it this way, Bob is working 80 hours a week, and Shaniqua's working 10 hours a week. Now, who's richer? Sure, Bob is still making a lot more money, but he's working 8 times more than Shaniqua. Shaniqua has 70 hours per week to do whatever she wants, to actually live her life, to do as she wants with her life, and have that freedom. Now, how much, if you were to do the math, you'd realize that Bob is making $25 an hour, while Shaniqua is making $100 an hour. Her time is so much more valuable than Bob's is, and she actually has time to do whatever she wants with her time, whatever she wants with her money. That's the difference between absolute income and relative income. Relative income is about how much money you make, how much time you have, how much mobility you have. It's about a lifestyle. The same way. If you actually read it, you're gonna realize that it's a lot about the lifestyle, about traveling, about living your life, spending time with your kids, having actual time and money to actually live your life. So, you may be wondering how that's possible. How come someone can just go out, start working 10 hours a week, making $100 an hour, making $50,000 a year? That's exactly what the second key takeaway comes in. He's all about building online businesses. Essentially, all that it really is you create a product and you sell it. So, for example, if I was to go ahead and make a product, I created a product, I put it on my site, along with my videos, with my content, including this video, and I just pay, let's say, Google to send traffic to my site. Someone who's interested lands on my site. They look at my stuff, they look at my videos, they look at this video, and they see, oh shit, his stuff is really good. Let me just take a look at his product, and they purchase it. In that moment, to create that sale, I didn't really do anything. I created that content. At first, I put in the work to create that content, to create the website, and then I put in the money for people to land on my site. But how much time out of my day did that take me after building? It really didn't take much. Sure, you can, it would take me some time to manage it, make sure that everything's going well. But really, it takes me minimal time to actually go ahead and make that money. That's what allows you to work so little while making so much money per hour. It allows you to make the best out of your time so that you're earning much more money than you would if you were simply working per hour. It makes your time so much more valuable. That's exactly what this book focuses on, which is online business. You automate something, you create a system, and it makes you money. But you have to, obviously, it's not like, oh, you just work 4 hours a week from the beginning and you're good. No. You gotta put in the work, you gotta actually grind it out so that you can create that product, make it great, make the website, make everything, and then you can automate it. And then you can go ahead and work less and blah, blah, blah. But you still gotta put in the work at first, of course. Alright, so the third key takeaway is cutting your workload so that you can be much more productive. So, there's two main things to this, elimination and delegation. So, when it comes to elimination, it's finding things that are completely irrelevant, the things that are not bringing you the most value, and focusing on the things that are. So, this is where you apply the 80-20 principle. You go ahead and grab the things that are the 20% of your work that's bringing the 80% of your results. So, for example, you grab, let's say, your social media. You go ahead and you're marketing your business through social media. You go ahead and look at how much results a platform is bringing you, and finding the things that are most effective for you, focusing on them, cutting what's unnecessary out, and just getting rid of that, so that you can reduce your workload to the absolute essentials and the things that are bringing you the most value. Then after that is delegation, where it's basically outsourcing. He explains exactly how to hire a virtual assistant so that you can pay a person, let's say $5 an hour, so that they can take care of the things that you yourself don't absolutely need to do, and you can absolutely, literally cut your workload once again by more than half. So for example, it could be, let's say they take care of your emails. They take care of the emails that are not as important. They can take care of, let's say, 90% of your emails, and then they can send you the 10% that are completely really important and you need to answer yourself. You can just take care of that 10%, and that's literally all. At that point, they just took off most of your workload, and you can be much more productive. You can work much less and actually focus on the things that are much more important and you yourself absolutely need to do, so that you can literally, like I said, cut your workload in more than half and be much more productive. Honestly, I feel like it's a really good general guide as to how to make it happen if this is something that you want for yourself. I don't think if this is your only goal, if this is like, oh, you just saw this book for one time, you're like, oh, look at the headline, escape 9 to 5, live anywhere, join rich. If that's the only thing that you want to do and you just see it as a quick money thing, I don't think you should even bother, because it isn't going to happen. If it's for entrepreneurs, if you're not willing to put in the work that entrepreneurs are willing to put in, it's just not going to work for you. It just isn't. But if you're willing to look at it as, let's say, a blueprint, as something that you can use as an overall guide, and then you can go ahead and read more, learn more, apply, test, actually learn how to do these things, and learn more in depth and actually try, practice all these things until you perfect it and you can make it happen, then absolutely go ahead and do that. Like, I personally think that it's a perfect start. It is the perfect start. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're starting to read, if you want something for yourself, if you want success, I seriously think this should be the absolute first book. Absolute first book. That's just my opinion. Alright guys, so if you did like this book review, make sure to check out the 4 Workweek Notes book summary. So basically it's 400 pages, all these 400 pages put into around 20. It's a PDF, it's a downloadable file. It will bring you around 90-95% of the value for entrepreneurs, people who want to make it happen. So make sure to check that out in the link in the description right below. Peace! Link in the description now!